Well, hello everybody, and welcome to this week's Metaworld News. Today we're bringing you the highlights for the week ending the 21st of October of 2018. Now, the news highlights we're bringing here, they're sort of condensed. Some of the highlights are from my Twitter feed at twitter.com/Malburns. That's my name, Malburns. Spells is all one word. There is a space in the real thing, if you see what I mean. And a secondary feed we have there is twitter.com/Metaworld News, which is obviously after the name of this show. And the distinction really is that the first is overall VR and technology and interfacing and everything else like that. Whereas the second one that goes with this show is really about inhabited virtual spaces, collaboration spaces, and such like, of which there are many, 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 many more appearing these days, some of which don't actually merit too much of a mention. But I'm not going to point fingers. Right. Let's get going then. I go start with my main feed, and like last week, we're using a slightly different system to allow me to project a few things that you don't necessarily normally see. Um, and yes, I'm not entirely sure whether we covered this last week, but we got a nice picture here just to play around with, which is of the platform called No Man's Sky. And yeah, they are actually considering. Let's see, I'm playing with my little window here to try and get it right. Try and get it right. No guarantees here.
It looks good.
As you, as you can see, I'm messing around. Yeah, so this is posted at roadvr.com, and it's about virtual reality support coming for No Man's. Oh, sorry, being considered for No Man's Sky. No Man's Sky is a very popular sort of vast world. We mentioned this last week. There's a lot of criticism at the moment over the vastness of some of these worlds because you couldn't actually explore them or do much with them in a whole lifetime. And some people say it's better to have a smaller world that at least you have stand a chance of discovering every inch of. Anyway, VR support in this instance means the hardware business basically. Right, what else have I got here? I'm going to open another one. This is from Digital Bodies. Right, this was another one from today. I'm moving my insert window over here again. James is probably going to go berserk because I'm
No,
I'm
not at
playing with
all. Not
stuff
at all.
live here. Okay, right. This actually now I've got to go back to the other one and go backwards. You see, just to get to the last one. Actually, I'm not at all sure this method is manageable. Yeah, here we are. And oh Lord, where am I? Yeah, at the top. This is Emery Craig. This is to do with the Weather Channel's mixed reality project. I guess it's in the States. And it's making a very good point, actually, that the they've been using so you can see you've got a real person sort of standing there on the TV, and instead of showing you a funny little map and things saying going to be 10 foot deep tomorrow, they actually superimposed the 10 deep water on the poor old newscaster. But apparently this works really well because it reinforces exactly what the problem is to people watching. Apparently, numbers and graphics on the screen, like saying storm surge will be 10 foot high, don't apparently have the same impact.
Hmm.
Whereas a TV screen swamping, I guess, the Weather Channel's newsroom with water, yeah, does the trick. Okay, I thought that was rather interesting. Technically AR rather than VR, but there you go. Right. Oh, sorry, I should have said that is at digitalbodies.net. Right, the next one is at Engadget, Engadget. And this one is simply about some lightweight gloves, which you can sort of see in front of us here.
Hmm.
Yes. um, One factor that stops things being particularly immersive at the moment is, of course, interfacing inside the world, so to speak. So I've got right on the other screen here. Yeah, go to Engadget to find out more about this. But yeah, there's a lot of people making different gloves and input tactile devices. But this is a different style. It's not a new concept, clearly, but it's a different variation on a possible glove. So that's why I included it in my blah blah blahs, as it were. Right, moving on to virtual reality can help people make more compassionate. Sorry, help people become more compassionate um, compared to other things. Right, this is at a site called Eureka Alert. This is EUREKALERT.org. And pub releases, well, you just have to look it up, but it was 17th of October. And the actual piece we're looking at here is called Virtual Reality. There we are, public release, can make people more compassionate compared to other media. And this is a Stanford University developed virtual reality experience called Becoming Homeless. And if you go to the blog, of course, you can read more about that. So I'm not going to go overboard popping up. Ooh, where are you gone? Sorry. Right, back to home. Popping up more pictures on that one, I don't think. Well, actually, I can. I can do it by moving over here. Yes, there you are. That's the picture to go with that article. Aren't I getting good here, James?
It's moving along pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah, we're having fun. This is meant to be a serious news, and it's going on much longer than it should because I'm
Yeah.
having
Yeah.
I'm having to do all this stuff. But anyway, let's move on here. Oops, now I've left. Of course, I've left the broadcast screen over in the other. No, why not? Okay, this covert hands-on. This is yes. Um, yes, it works. It works, doesn't it? I don't know what that's all about. Local VR co-op multiplayer estimate. Oh, I know why I put this in the news. Right, I think this is the first thing I have come across of its sort. It was demoed at Oculus Connect. This is actually local from yeah, covert. It's called COVERT, and this is an app you can actually get and run on Oculus Go. In other words, you don't need the tethered headsets. You can use the mobile headset, Oculus Go. And more importantly, it is multi-user, multiplayer enabled. I mean, arguably, it's not really the first. You can actually use Alt Space VR and stuff on Oculus Go if you really, really want to. Um, but anyway, being a multiplayer thing, even though technically it's a game, it's a bit of a landmark, and quite often we find that these so-called games um, do in fact. Oops. Okay, I brought you up a big screen again now. Right, let's see if I can scroll. I think I can. Yes, here we are. Right, here are the next ones coming up now. You can actually see them as I intended. Right, Road to VR. Ovation is a powerful VR public speaking sim designed for professional training. Yep, I think we will pop into that one. If you give the double click business a second to do its double clicking, although maybe it's not in a mood. Right, in that case, I'm going to have to. This is not fair. There has to be an easier way of doing this, but we'll figure it out in the end. Um, this is Ovation, isn't it? I can't even find it on the other one. Oh, here we are. Right. Um, okay, I'm going to move my screen over here. So we're back on roadsvr.com, and this is the ooh, my thing does not want to squiggle anymore. Okay, let's go with this. Um, no, that's actually quite a nice little picture that you've got in the middle there. But they've got a video about it too. This, looking at this, I rather like the look of this thing. This is probably great for business and education. The avatars are pretty fully fleshed out. The builds and stuff are certainly as good as anything in OpenSim, but quite possibly, getting on to. Oh, this is the picture I really liked actually.
That's great.
So let me just zoom in so you can all see it properly.
Definitely looks
This
like
is
a photo.
it does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Well, actually, the teacher up front, maybe not, but from yeah, from a distance, they could be photographic avatars, a bit like some of the ones we have in high fidelity.
Yeah.
So I better just do that a little bit. Image courtesy of Ovation, just to make sure we go on the record as being in the right place. Okay, moving back here. Voicesofvr.com, you know this already. It's a regular podcast, normally several in a week. This week I've got two. Number 707 was called Spatial Reality Art Show and Self Service Immersive Art. And number 705 was Magic Leap Convention and Empowering Artists to Innovate with AR. They were looking at that. Microsoft, by the way, this is according to Digital Trends. Um, Microsoft have patented highlights. Oh no, sorry, a Microsoft patent highlights a potential VR text input system. I'm actually loading this, even though it does tend to take a while. That way, I've got an excuse to drag my rectangle across across my screen to the other side again. And yeah, we can now show you um, the thing there. Microsoft has been awarded this patent for a new virtual reality text input system that could prove way better than for writing complicated or lengthy text in VR when using motion controllers and Xbox gamepads, etc. It uses a radial design with layered inputs and predictive elements that most likely letters are available within reach. And as you can see, there's some young chap pointing at the screen, and who knows whether that is real or whether it's a Microsoft mock-up. Anybody's guess really, but you can see what's happening there. I presume. Right, so let me close that one. And moving on. Right. Oh, yes. Well, it's a bit late now. 4 days ago, the Virtuality Awards were broadcast here from, well, literally a mile from where I am in London. Unfortunately, if I wanted to go there for real, I would have had to have coughed up about £1,500. You know, it's a bit like an Oscars job for VR. So they broadcasted instead, and that was going absolutely fine. A wonderful video mixing, really professional job. It looked like the Oscars on your TV. But there was a bit of a problem. The sound. There was almost no sound. When it was a whisper, and they were tweeting the apologies and everything else. But considering all the work they put into this flashy bloody event, the fact that nobody could hear it, well, I suppose it's a plus point for the people that coughed up a grand or more to get there for real. Right. Okay. We've had the gloves. We've had nomads. Right. Jaunt. This is interesting. Virtualreality-news.net is this one. No picture here. I'm not going to bother. But the company called Jaunt have pointed to an AR future, that's augmented reality future, and it's winding down its VR virtual reality products with apparently quite a lot of layoffs too. And let's see. There's actually I've got two posts about that. If you follow up the Twitter feed, no point in talking about both of them. And yeah, 8 days ago. Ah, well, there is one bright side to this. I seem to have actually finished the feed. So let me see. I need to go back to. Hang on. For me, right. I'm not quite sure where the rest of my. Oh, here we are. No, we aren't. No, that's my own. Oh, what? Hey, you software makers, I'm live on TV. Why can't you just make it easy? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. We're getting absolutely nowhere.
Oh no.
It's showing me all my magazines, but not the actual things I follow. So the Flipboard section, and it's showing. Then it goes straight to my, the Malbone tweets. It's not letting me get my other magazines, which are the Metaworld News one. is not showing. So go figure. Let me just try doing a back and the back, and we're getting nowhere. And the home button is giving me what they think I want to see. Oh dear, oh dear. Okay, I'm gonna. I think I'm just gonna go over to. Believe it or not, I'm gonna go back to that horrible platform called Windows. You won't be able to see any of this, folks, but at least I'll be able to look up the stuff I want to tell you. Right, Flip. Here we go. And I'm moving forward right into the Metaworld tweets department. Well, I will when it stops, when it's ready. Okay. Oh, actually, not much over here. In fact, just stuff like the high fidelity load tests, community leaders evaluating alternatives to Google Plus. We'll be talking about that a bit later in our next program following this. Yeah, a lot of people actually talking about what the hell are we going to do? Google Plus is closing. Yeah, boo-hoo. Right. Yeah, not much there. So finally, I'll go to this section, which is almost the same again. It's almost as though some of the stuff here has got missed and not picked up by Flipboard. Ah, dear me, dear me. All this live on air, it does not help me one little bit. Um, okay, I'm just going to open the good old Tweet Deck. Don't know if any of you have heard of Tweet Deck, but this is a rather a useful thing to catch up on what you yourself have been doing. Right. I see Melbourne's writer. Yeah, there's a second life from Machinima. Metaworld, here we are. Ryan Schultz, RyanSchultz.com has an introduction to a virtual world called Aether City, Aether. This is an Ethereum or Ethereum, maybe they're connected, blockchain based virtual world, and it to me it sounds like all hype and no nothing really. No anything. I mean, but go figure. So you can find that Ovation we've covered. Let's see. Um, Science Space, another virtual world. They're not hybrid enabled, but they're a nice virtual world. Their blog is announcing Haunted Halloween, live performances and event highlights. And obviously, there's always a massive amount of those in Second Life, for that matter. Although the ones in Second Life tend to start in January instead of October. People just can't resist, can they? And Cyber Lounge, Edward Tarber, tweeted, you actually have to go to nonprofitvirtualworld.org and then find location. Actually, I apologize. This was for a talk that was actually on October 19th, so that was Friday, so we missed that one. Cyber Lounge is one of the virtual worlds that you find on the web. There are several of them at the moment, and I'm going to be doing an update with Singer Girl shortly to fight because there are actually some quite big differences between the different. I think it's about three principal web worlds available now, as well as things like Sciencebase being available on the web. So, well, that comes later. Um, 3 days ago, this is interesting. This is a post from New World Notes, which of course is Hamlet Hall's blog. It's got a picture of Ebbe Oldberg cuddling Will Burns. Despite the fact that Will Burns doesn't have much good to say about them. Samsara and High Fidelity are not growing are not growing users because they missed the point of social virtual worlds. This is um, a theory that can be read about at New World Notes blog, nwn.blogs.com. I'm not going to comment anymore on that. It's Samsara is certainly not growing many users at all. I wouldn't bracket Samsung and High Fidelity in quite the same way as it does in that blog, but that's just my personal opinion, and we all know that I'm not allowed to opinionate on this show. Right. Um, so he goes on down the list trying to get out of that one. I think
Mm-hmm.
I think that's about it for there. There was a High Fidelity meetup. I guess it was Thursday. It wasn't a load test. It was just a community meetup where You can actually find it on YouTube on Hyperdirty's account, the video recording. It's just an update on what's going on and what they're bringing online and things. And it was, question and answer with the community, really. Yeah, and something else that Mixed Reality Project could make you flee your home. Oh, of course, that was the one with the waves crashing down on the Weather Channel. Yes, sorry. Yeah, I've done that. I've done that. And yes, I think there's just one more here, which. Um, right, this came via Scoopid actually. A review Artificial Intelligence in 2018. And that's on Malburn's Twitter feed. For some reason, it didn't show up on Flipboard a few minutes ago. And yeah, I think that's about it. Um, I hope James isn't broadcasting my frame at the moment
Oh,
because I haven't
heavens,
touched it.
no. No, no.
I haven't touched it for half an hour. Okay, I think we're up to date. If we're not, I just didn't click on anything else. So James, any thoughts on that lot or anything from you for the week?
Well, I'll have to read that. Was it a Will Burns article? Was that the article
Oh
about
yes,
missing the point on social worlds? Yeah, I'd like to
yeah,
read
yeah.
more on that.
That's New World Notes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, social's a big part of what I consider one of the aspects of virtual worlds that's very important.
Why?
Huh?
Sorry, I'm just going, why? I've got my little broadcast frame up here and it's stopping me closing anything on
Oh,
screen.
okay.
It really has got an idea of its own, but there we are. It's gone at last. Okay, well, I think that's it, folks. We're going to be on air again. Technically, not until the hour within World Review, but we might come on a little bit early because I know that one of our guests will actually only be able to stay for the hour, so I might be able to extend that by starting early, if you see what I mean. Aren't I clever? Aren't I devious? Mathematician extraordinaire I am. Yes. Okay. Well, it's goodbye from him,
And it's goodbye from him.
which means goodbye from us. Until the same time, same place next week. Have a good one. Bye for now.